But if I'm
German, Jewish, and black.
I'm Miss.
We talked about Christianity, all of this. I'm not even Christian, and I'm here standing to so support. Why are we making Christianity one of the major thing that you have to have in common to be one of you guys, to show that...
Why are you making your number one religion that is part of your country the requirement to be part of your country? Why don't you make it being a Hindu like me so everybody can shit on the street for free? I don't understand.
Amibi al kulli ammi gatti gatti matte kulli ammi gatti gatti. Oh my God! It's that square.
Nice shirt.
Thanks, man. You got a cigarette?
I don't have a cigarette.
Okay, thanks.
Hold on, man. You became real normal the second I started talking fist bump.
Because you're normal. Hey, you got a buck?
I don't have anything, I promise you. But hey, nice shirt. Holy shit, I fucking knew it.
I just saw a video that said that because of the way that pigs' eyes are placed, they can't see the sky.
Wait, what?
So if someone with a pig could like lift them so they can see the sky, just so that I can be okay.
What went through your mind when the robbers showed up?
I just don't eat the eggs here. I did things to them.
You don't have to go to hell. You're in hell. This is hell. This is hell. This is hell.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.
Then strangled them, and finally dismembered their bodies.
Right.
Then do
And homelessness and all that.
And now, the voice you've been waiting for.
There is a secret song at the center of the world, and its sound is like razors through flesh. I'm here to turn up the volume.
Does anyone ever call me names or...
You mean like retard?
Yeah.
No.
Thank you again to everyone who's been sharing these out. We're now less than 40 away from hitting the 2K mark, which may not seem like a lot, but I just try to keep in mind that it took me like a year and a half just to break a fucking 100 subs. And I'm telling you right now, at some point in the near future, I will be catching a suspension. I can just feel it in my bones. Or shit, they might even just nuke the whole channel. What a shame that would be, huh? If only there were someplace else that you could find this material. Also, for those of you who didn't know who that was in the intro clip, I want to go ahead and point that out because this is one of the few female comedians that I actually find to be fucking hilarious. It's such an exceedingly rare thing that when it actually does happen, I think it should be highlighted. And boy, this past week was a bit of a roller coaster, wasn't it? For me, it started off on a bit of a high note when I learned that Dickface Cheney passed away. I just wish I could go to the funeral. I mean, really, you'd want to drive a wooden stake through his heart, just to be sure that sumbitch ain't coming back.
I thought it was bad to celebrate people's deaths.
I never said that across the board. This is different for a couple reasons. First of all, he wasn't murdered. If somebody had kicked down his door and blew his head off, I mean, I wouldn't exactly be crying about it, but I would at least say, yo, that is not the fucking direction we want to take things. As much as I despise the motherfucker, political assassination is not a fun road to go down. Also, even if all the lies and fake quotes that people were throwing out there about Charlie Kirk were true, and there were a lot of bullshit quotes, even if all of them were actually true, he still would have been an angel compared to Cheney. This is a guy that actually did have blood on his hands, and so fuck him. I hope he's hanging out with John McCain for the rest of eternity.
That checks out.
And while I'm thinking about it, you remember when I asked you to find something interesting for this week's episode?
Yeah. How about this?
Whether you believe these are real or faked actually does not matter at all. There is a much bigger problem with crop circles. Whoever is designing these has a geometric knowledge that is so deep it requires a multidisciplinary analysis from multiple fields of science to decode these things. Magnetic field, for example. They can also take the top view, rotate it on its side, and then give you that side view. They can show you what a bar magnet's magnetic field looks like, but you got to know that this is a 4-poled bar magnet to actually decode this. They've shown magnetic components like this motor and stator. They've taken very complex 3D geometry and flattened it down into a 2D representation of it. Some of them are even ancient spiritual concepts like the geometry of space-time, the geometry of consciousness, or the flower of life. At Stonehenge, they were able to execute a perfect Julia set fractal. Some show detailed celestial events like the lunar calendar and an 18-year lunar eclipse cycle. Molecular geometry of vitamin A. Easy work. Correct perspective and ternary code for CERN. Easy work. This one's a quantum particle mapped from 8 dimensions down to 2 dimensions. Now, these guys really got me into this. Now, these may look deceptively simple, but you don't just draw this shape. They're describing physics concepts from something called sympathetic vibratory physics. It is very specialized knowledge you really have to dig for, think like Tesla tech. Back in the alchemy days, they hid this in symbolic art, in cathedrals, in books, and it's even hidden in your head. That goes back to ancient Egypt. Now, there are absolutely fake ones, but I don't think anyone here is dumb enough to compare this to something like that. And there remains no adequate explanation for how the stalks get bent and exploded in the way that they do in the real crop circles. So if you can't even execute this on paper, you don't get to say that they're fake or not.
I remember back like the late 90s or early 2000s, seeing a show where they debunked crop circles because they had these geometry majors go out into a field and they had planks of wood with a piece of rope on each end, and they did manage to make a crop circle, but it was like one of those basic bitch designs. It's funny how crop circles like UFOs became so stigmatized to only being a reference towards extraterrestrials. That's just the association that got pushed on everyone, to the point where you'd say UFO, and people would assume you're talking about fucking aliens. But if there's an object flying that you can't identify, that is by definition an unidentified flying object. And that's why I refuse to use this UAP term. Go fuck yourself. And it's similar with crop circles. Why does it have to be aliens? Why couldn't it just be advanced human tech that's been developed and hidden from us? That was interesting. I want to make this a regular segment on the show. Every week you bring at least one story that you find most interesting or most hilarious. I don't know what to call it though. If anybody wants to drop a suggestion for what to call the segment in the comments, I'm open to it. But now let's move on to the mayor-elect of New York City.
Good morning, New York City. And thank you.
Now, by the time the election happened, it really shouldn't have been a surprise if you'd been paying attention to the polls. But for how sad a day it is for the city, there is a little bit of dark humor to be squeezed out of it. Like somebody hacking the screen at his celebration rally and throwing Trump as president up there. I also heard that at the celebration he was actually charging people $13 for beers, which is some hilarious fucking irony. And his victory speech was pretty fucking wild. I'm not gonna subject you to it here, but basically my takeaway from it was
Fuck, Dirk Allah. Dirka, Muhammad Jihad. Haka Sherpa, Abakala.
And he's not even the mayor yet. He won't get inaugurated until January 1st. But already on the first day of him being mayor-elect, he put out a commercial begging for fucking money.
One more thing. Remember how I told you a few months ago to stop sending us money? You can start again. This transition requires staff, research, and an infrastructure that can meet this moment. And it will be made possible by the people who built and believe in this movement. So I hope you'll make a donation at transition2025.com. Now let's get to work.
And this is clearly directed at the non-elite billionaire class. He's asking for money from regular-ass people, because if he wanted to go to the big wealthy donors, he could just call up his homie Soros. He wouldn't ask for money from him through a commercial, which is also ironic because I thought billionaires shouldn't exist according to you. Oh, but this guy's a good billionaire, right? Also, on the first day of him being mayor-elect, you had this scene play out.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
Also, up in the Bronx, you had a car just randomly explode. But hey, I'm sure that doesn't have anything to do with anything, right?
Yes, but no. But yes.
And as the government shutdown stretches on for longer than it should have, we're now more than a week into No Snap November, and for the most part it hasn't been anywhere near as catastrophic as people thought. It was funny, the people that tried to act like there was going to be children starving to death, like this is fucking Ethiopia. We've all seen these fat little Oompa Loompas running around, and no way there's suddenly going to be a bunch of starving Marvins on street corners with flies buzzing around their faces and shit. And I'm not saying it doesn't suck for a lot of people that don't deserve it, but I've spent periods of my life living off of rice and beans and noodles and shit. Hell, there's a period in time where I literally lived off of what was in dumpsters. Just saying, you can hit up Little Caesars about 25 minutes after closing. It's like a fucking buffet, still warm. So don't act like everybody's gonna be fucking suddenly starving to death. You just might have to struggle. You might have to do some things that you don't want to do. You know, like actually fucking cook. Because most of the cheaper stuff is gonna be the stuff that you have to cook. It's also gonna be a hell of a lot less toxic. I know it's a whole lot easier to get these boxes of highly processed sugary poison and just open it up and hand it off to your kids, but tough titty, said the kitty. And then, of course, there was the people that were claiming the gates of hell would open up if they didn't get their motherfucking EBT. I was expecting to see a deluge of these videos in my feed, and I've hardly seen shit. I wonder what happened to that.
You're a fucking disappointment.
And speaking of disappointment, this past week Kash Patel actually managed to make himself look like even more of a bitch than he had already. And it looks like he just started off trying to make a standard tweet of blowing his own horn of all the things that he's accomplished. And then I guess all of a sudden he decided to just let his pussy hang out. I do find it funny though. I've always said, criticize me all you want, but going after the people doing great work, my personal life, or those around me is a total disgrace. The disgustingly baseless attacks against Alexis, a true patriot and the woman I'm proud to call my partner in life, are beyond pathetic. She is a rock-solid conservative and a country music sensation who has done more for this nation than most will in 10 lifetimes. I'm so blessed she's in my life. Attacking her isn't just wrong, it's cowardly and jeopardizes our safety. My love of family will always be my cornerstone, and you will never tear that down or keep me from them. Now I gotta ask, as I was reading that, were any of you thinking the same thing that I was?
You're a faggot.
And it got community noted to point out that, people weren't, for the most part, attacking his girlfriend. I mean, people were joking about how she's a honeypot. You know, her being a 25-year-old, pretty fucking attractive chick. And a country music sensation. It's so hard to say that straight. But yeah, for the most part, people were pointing out that after all the shit you talked about Chris Wray using the FBI jet for private shit, you used the FBI jet just to see your girlfriend sing the fucking national anthem? And then you fire people over it when those flight logs are public record? Oh man, I'm not even sure what my favorite part is. I think it's probably the part where he calls his 25-year-old girlfriend his partner in life. That's beyond pathetic. You're supposed to be the FBI director and you're acting like a horny little simp. And of course I've got to talk about the continuing schism/civil war going on within MAGA, of which the lines seem to be breaking down between those who actually believe in freedom of speech and those who say they do, you know, except for that one little thing. And personally, I think this is a good thing. The biggest problem all along has been with neoconservative shitbags trying to infiltrate the movement and act like they were MAGA all along, and that they're the arbiters of where the movement goes. And you'd have people like Ted Cruz who would say some pretty good things at some point, but I never trusted that asshole. But this is the topic that they can't even pretend. They're not even allowed to pay lip service, making this issue the easiest way to tell who's really who. And like I said last week, All the signs I'm seeing indicate that they have lost the youth. And the more they push and browbeat, the more whiny and censorious they get, the more resolved the kids are to tell them to go fuck themselves. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, and it's hilarious seeing people like Randy Fine. You know, the shithead who took over Matt Gaetz' congressional seat? What a fucking travesty that was. You remember in the old school Looney Tunes when they would swallow something like an anchor and then their body would be shaped like the anchor?
Yeah.
This fucking guy looks like Thomas Massey ate Chris Christie in the Looney Tunes universe.
Yeah, that checks out.
Or you got people like him and then Ben Shapiro trying to equate any criticism, even mild criticism, and basically refusing to get on your knees to suck the dick of a foreign fucking country as being somehow un-American. Of course, I can't forget that little shit-stained Mark Levin.
What do you mean we don't cancel people? We canceled David Duke. Donald Trump canceled David Duke. We canceled Pat Buchanan. We canceled the John Birch Society. We canceled Joseph Sobran. We canceled pornography on TV. We cancel stuff all the damn time.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Hitler admirers, Stalin admirers, Jew haters, American haters, Churchill haters. You're damn right we're going to cancel them and deplatform them. It's called the market system. They don't have a lifetime job like a bureaucrat who we're going to protect. And if they're your friend, there's something wrong with you. No Hitler admirer, Holocaust denier, platformer should be anybody's friend, as a matter of fact. You don't get to wrap your psychotic, mental, unhinged, Nazi, Klan, jihadist bullshit around American patriotism.
Fuck you!
You don't get to claim you're MAGA and America first when you're lining up with the Marxists and the Islamists and Hamas and the terrorists. The cowards. We're surrounded by cowards who have microphones, who have TV cameras, who have websites, who have columns. Cowards.
Your pussy is showing.
Bumblebee tuna?
You see what that skeevy little fuck is doing? Trying to play weaselly word games. Trump didn't cancel David Duke. He denounced him. Canceling and deplatforming is a whole different thing. A thing that is the opposite of the market system.
This is not a mundane detail, Michael!
The market system is, I got ideas you don't like, debate me and you beat me with better ideas. Not just going around silencing people that it's inconvenient for you to have to debate their ideas. It's really depressing how far a lot of these neocons have climbed up Trump's asshole. He just endorsed Randy Fine and Lindsey Graham.
He chose poorly.
And Trump starts saying this shit about how we might fucking have military action in Nigeria because Christians are getting slaughtered. Something that's been going on for decades, by the way. And how did all that happen? Well, maybe we should listen to somebody from Africa. Like, I don't know, how about the son of the former president of Uganda?
I'm going to say this again. If you want to help the people of Sudan, free Palestine. If you want to help the people of Congo, free Palestine. If you want to help the Christians in Nigeria from Boko Haram, free Palestine. The people of Libya, the Somalis facing Al-Shabaab, the people in Congo facing ADF and M23, those being killed by jihadist terrorists in the Sahel, those being attacked by the terrorists in Mozambique, and all the other populations wallowing in civil war and terrorism around the world. If you want to end all this human suffering, free Palestine. Until you understand that those who are butchering children in Gaza are the ones who are designing, funding, and orchestrating secretly all these jihadist terrorism and civil wars, until you start condemning the single biggest state sponsor of global terrorism, until you have understood the bigger picture, you have not understood anything at all about Israel and how far its evil tentacles and global ambitions really are. It is only once the apartheid state is ended, its Greater Israel project stopped, and its medieval global ambitions to rule the world all replaced by a true democracy in Palestine, with one state for all and everyone regardless of race, ethnicity and religion, and everyone has equal rights and the right to vote in one nation for all Jews, all Christians and all Muslims. Only then will all these malicious killings around the world stop, because they only exist as part of Israel's medieval global ambitions to instigate global conflicts whenever they can, wherever they can, and use their allies as useful idiots to achieve their insidious global supremacist ambition.
Well, clearly that guy's a white supremacist. And antiseptic. I bet he keeps a picture of old Adolf tucked into his dashiki. It's by no means a stupid strategy. Stir up some batshit crazy head choppers, then suddenly the shit that you're doing doesn't seem quite so bad in comparison. Sure goes a long way of explaining why they were so keen on helping those freedom fighters. You know, the ones that all wound up defecting and fighting with ISIS. What did you think it was all because Assad was this horrible evil dictator that was protecting the Christians and the Jews and the moderate Muslims from getting slaughtered by the head choppers? What an awful guy. But now he's gone and people are getting slaughtered in the street, and guess who carved out a nice section of Syria for themselves?
Aha! Aha!
And there's a lot of people that are getting rattled by this MAGA civil war.
Stop being a bitch and come on!
The whole point of the MAGA movement was moving the Republican Party away from the hypocrisy and the cuckery and the fuckery. And now we're gonna have shitbags like this dictating to us what we can and can't say and who we can and can't talk to? Well, if that's the case, then fuck it, let it die. This shit has already clearly gone way off the rails, and what was Make America Great Again can simply morph into America First. Slancha.
All I have in this world is my thoughts and my word, and I don't break them for no one. You understand? So say good night to the bad guy. 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 Come on. Come on.
with me! I told you! Don't fuck with me! I told you! Don't fuck with me! You stupid fuck! Look at you now! Look at you now!
I think we've just been marked for something.
Let me guess what it is.
This is a siege. It's a goddamn siege.